All right. Good evening, everybody. Coach Micheal Burt. I hope you're doing great. Looks like the numbers are growing tonight on the webinar and on Facebook. So we're live streaming this on my personal page on Facebook. I want to thank you for being here tonight. I want to chat. I want to say right out of the gate, I think at some point in everyone's life, we make a decision to leave our amateur desires behind and we go pro. And pros are bold, they're decisive, they invest, they take risk, they are conscious of what they're not good at, and they go looking for that information. So I just want to thank you tonight for going pro and showing up, because I know it's a Thursday night. I know you've got things to do. I'm guessing that you're here tonight because you have a desire to be a coach in some way or to be a great coach, whether that is internally to an organization, whether it is externally to an organization, whether it's to make revenue. As a coach, you may want to speak, you may want to train, you may want to lead, you may want to write books. And I got this concept from a book that was actually written about a great coach, about Nick Saban, and it was called The Making of a Coach. And so many people have come to me over the last 20 or 30 years and said, I want to do what you do. I want to be in the motivation business. I want to write books. I want to coach people. I have a message to share with people. And so I said, man, we should do a webinar called The Making of a Coach. And obviously this feeds into the Micheal Burt School of Speaking, Coaching, and Writing. So if you have a desire to speak, coach, and write, we're going to offer you the ability to go deeper with me. We're also going to be unveiling tonight an 8-week internship or mentorship with me around speaking, coaching, and writing. And I am mentoring so many people and coaching so many people right now on this subject of really kind of finding your purpose in life, right? For all my purpose to profit people and converting that to profit through the distribution channel of coaching. So tonight, I'm guessing you're here because you have a message or want to cultivate a message. You have an experience, and you could say yes in the chat box. You've had experiences in your life that you believe would be valuable for other people, right? And if you're here and you have valuable experiences, just put, yes, that's me, man. I've gone through something. I've had a breakdown. I've had a breakthrough. And I believe it would be valuable for other people. This is initially why I wrote my first book, which was 17 books ago. It's originally why I wrote the first book, is because I believed, man, I just wanted to help other people that were coaches, young coaches, not make some of the mistakes that I made. And that was initially why I started writing books. I'm also guessing that you may get a thrill out of speaking, out of coaching, out of distributing your talent and message to the world, just like I do when I speak to audiences. We've got a group of people coming here to the lodge tomorrow. I'm excited because I get to spend a day coaching people who want to be here. It's very important what we're going to be talking about tonight. They've sacrificed time, energy, money. They've made commitments to go pro. So they're coming in from Alabama. I'm going to be spending a day with them, coaching them. Okay. And I'm excited about that. Okay. Because tonight I'm going to show you how to build a coaching business around what you love doing, where you love doing it, with people you love doing it with. Wouldn't that be awesome if you could wake up and do that? Go there in your mind, guys, where you get to wake up and do what I do every single day, which is coach people all over the world. Go to cool places, create retreat sites. I'm guessing the third reason you're here tonight is because you get a deep fulfillment. And there is an exchange from your talent to solve a problem in which you get some type of reward. That reward could be internal profit, Dave Blanchard term, could be external profit, but you get a fulfillment by using your talent and experiences and exchanging that talent for problems in the world. I actually believe you can do that through speaking, coaching, training, leading, writing books, giving a message to the world. So hopefully you're here tonight for that reason. I'm going to kind of go into the psychology of the making of a coach, so that if you have a desire to speak and coach at a higher level, I'm also going to offer you the ability to go deeper with me at some point in the future through an internship or an 8-week intensive, also to come to the Micheal Burt School of Speaking, Coaching, and Writing at some point in the future, either in July or October. And this is a preview a lot of what I cover in that school. And you said, why did you call it a school? Because that's how we're trained. We go to school and we learn a trade, we learn something. And in that school, I actually unpack how you speak, how you coach, how you train, how you lead, how you sign publishing deals, how do you generate millions of dollars from a coaching business. Okay. So if you're here tonight, you're in the right place, folks. Eric White is on here with me. If you got questions, you want to take action on anything with me tonight, because that's what the pros do, and you want to come to these or get involved in the 8-week internship with me where I'm coaching you through speaking, coaching, training, and writing, you're coming to the Micheal Burt School of Speaking, then let Eric know and he will facilitate that for you from making a decision to go pro. Okay. There's 3 secrets I'm going to give you tonight if you're taking notes. Number 1, I'm going to give you the speaking. I'm going to give you the speaking. A speaking secret has a lot to do with how do you get booked on a stage? How do you come up with a message that would put you in front of 10,000 people? How do you keep speaking? Because I see speaking as marketing. Obviously get paid to speak, but there's also using speaking as a platform to get in front of more people. And so tonight, I'm going to give you my secrets on speaking. I'm going to give you a framework I use to come up with a concept, create a message, get on a stage, connect with an audience, and then how to convert that. The second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do virtuals. This is another form. This is another form of speaking. This is very popular today. It all started during the pandemic as a lot of speakers like me started looking for additional revenue sources and ways to coach large numbers of people without getting on a plane, without leaving your family, but to literally do a virtual summit. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that tonight, because we just came off a virtual summit where we had tremendous success. Many of you are in the programs that were offered at the virtual summit, and your coaching is about to get started here of taking your purpose to profit, which is a concept. Third thing I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about taking a concept and really building an entire coaching business around your unique talent, to where you're thinking like an athlete or an artist or an entertainer, and you're building a business around your talent. How many of you could go to a place in the future, right now, go to a place in the future and pretend for a second that you spend 80% of your time doing what you love doing? If you love speaking, you spend 80% of your time speaking. If you love coaching, 80% of your time coaching. What if all you had to do was come up with concepts and then speak and coach and write on those concepts? How cool would that be? Right? If you have a dream of that, right? Or if you got a team you're trying to build, how do you become this expert coach that is attracting large numbers of leads to you, that there's large numbers of people coming into you to partner with and join your team? Okay. So those are the 3 things I'm going to cover tonight. There's a lot of things I'd like to cover on this: speaking, coaching, training, publishing. I have a major publishing deal with McGraw-Hill right now on the new book, Flip the Switch. And we are routinely producing upward of $250,000 to $500,000 in sales from some of my speaking engagements, with a minimum of 25,000 when I go and speak. So I want to show you how to do that. It's a lot to unpack. We're going to go about 45 minutes tonight on these 3 secrets. And then I'm going to offer you the ability to go deeper with me by coming to that Micheal Burt School of Speaking. We're going to throw in a sweetener and allow you to go through 8 weeks of mentoring with me in a small group setting. And Eric White will be able to help you tonight for those that want to go pro. Now, let's start in the beginning, speaking. When I was 18 to 25 years old, I was a basketball coach, and I fell in love. I want you thinking about you with the inner engineering of people. I fell in love with building a competitive intelligence in people. I fell in love with the psychology and the motivation side of coaching. Okay. I love the X's and O. I love the relationships with the players. I love winning basketball games. But what I really loved, and I want you thinking about what you love, is I really loved the psychology part. How do I tap into the whole person? How do I inner engineer this person's potential? How do I get the most out of this person, right? And so I began studying under a guy named Dr. Stephen Covey. Covey wrote the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Principle-Centered Leadership, First Things First. And what I thought I was learning is a very big thing, because if you're going to speak, one of the number one skills you have to learn is how to come up with concepts that solve problems and package those into frameworks that can be turned into speaking engagements, books, virtual summits. See, one of the major things you got to do is you got to get good at taking your fascination and packaging it into something that you could speak on, write books on, train people on. Okay. So I thought I was learning these 7 habits, and I'm taking these 7 habits. Now, if you want to learn anything, just teach it to other people. Covey called that the 2-person rule. Everything you learn, teach to somebody else. Everything you learn, teach to somebody else. And what that does is it internalizes it in you. What I was really learning from 18 to 25 was how to package a concept. I want you to write this down. Packaging is anything a consumer can feel, touch, taste, or see. A book is an idea of packaging. A webinar is an idea of packaging. A coaching program is an idea of packaging. A speaking engagement is an idea of packaging. A virtual summit is an idea of packaging. All of these things are constructs to take your methodology and distribute them to the world. A speaking engagement is you distributing your message to the world. So at 25 years old, after studying Covey for 7 years, I think I'm learning these 7 habits, but I'm really learning how to package a concept. And I would go and watch Covey, and I would invest in his coaching programs, and I would invest in his videos, and I would invest in his books. And at 25 years old, I had a revelation. I have a message. I want you to take a second right now, and I want you to write down, what is your message that you would speak on? If you were speaking, you see the background there? That's me speaking to 10,000 people at Mandalay Bay. If I put you on that stage at Mandalay Bay to those 10,000 people, what would be your message? If you're going to speak, you got to have a message. And at that time, my message was, a good coach can change your life. And I wrote a little book called Changing Lives Through Coaching. It's my first book. My second book was The Inspirational Leader. And my third book was a book called This Ain't No Practice Life. That was my message. So to speak, you got to have a message. See, you think people are putting you on stage because of who you are? No. See, I'm booking my conference right now for September, the Monster Nation Conference in Nashville, September 8th and 9th. And I'm asking myself, who do I want to speak on that stage? And you know what I'm asking? Who's an expert at X? Who is entertaining? Who can connect with an audience? Who has a message that I would be interested in hearing myself? See, if you're ever going to be a coach, you got to understand the making of a coach is the coach goes into the woods, guys, and he or she works on their content like a songwriter, and they come up with messages, and they get on stages, and they share a message with people. Person of interest is a message. This Ain't No Practice Life is a message. Al Stasic and Jay Kinder at EXP have got me teaching fanatical follow-up to all their agents. See, you got to decide. See, there's a difference between I don't know if that's your message, Ashley. Your health is your number one priority. Is that your message? And if that's your message, now you got to build it out. And so what I was learning when I was studying those 7 habits is I was learning how to package a message. I was learning how to connect to an audience. I was learning how to have something valuable to say. I was learning how to say it in a way that connected to people. So, but this is where I made a mistake. And where I made a mistake, Clark Peterson, is I wrote a book, good thing. I started to go out and give talks on the book, good thing. But I didn't have anything else to offer people. So I'd go speak. They'd say, Coach, this is good. We really enjoyed your energy. You got a good message. And that was it. I would sell a few books and then I would leave. And I didn't know how to build out coaching products. I didn't understand that, man, the speaking opens their mind. I want you to write this down. The speaking opens a person's mind. You don't teach a person everything you know. See, I can't teach you everything I know from 20 years of doing this in a 45-minute webinar. That's why I need time with you. It's why I need you to see you at a boot camp. It's why I need time to coach you. The speaking opens the mind to possibility. That's the purpose of the speaking engagement. The webinar opens the mind. The coaching changes a life. Well, in those days, I went and I spoke, and that was it. And I would leave and I would sell a few books and I would say, see you guys later. And many times I would never see those people again. I never collected any data, emails, phone numbers, names. I never offered them to go deeper with me to a coaching program. I never invited them to a boot camp. This is a huge mistake, guys. This is a mistake that I learned. And I'm like, man, I don't want you to make this mistake. You should never do a webinar without offering people the ability to go deeper. You should never do a virtual summit without offering people to go deeper. You should never do a Facebook Live without offering people to what's called an opportunity meeting. Remember the old days, they sold Tupperware, people had house parties, and they call that an opportunity meeting. Well, speaking gets you in front of people and it opens people's minds. But really what you should be doing is inviting them to a future opportunity. So I'm going to go to California in a little bit. I'm going to Orlando in a little bit. I'm going to Houston, Texas next week. And I'm going to get in front of those people and I'm going to exchange. I'm going to exchange a concept for a problem, a concept for an opportunity. Some of those people are going to say, I want to go deeper with you, coach, to master the concept. I want to invite you to an opportunity. I want to invite you to an opportunity to go deeper with me to learn how to do this. Okay. So I want you to write down when it comes to speaking. Number one, you're going to speak on a concept. That concept has to solve a problem. Okay. People are 3 times more motivated by pain than they are potential. When you're talking about it, you need to talk about the pain. Look at how we sold the Purpose to Profit event. 87% of people never find their purpose. They live their whole life. They never find their purpose. That is a shame. They're nowhere in schools, churches, do they teach a person how to find their talent. Come to this Purpose to Profit event. Let me invite you to this opportunity to learn. And I'm going to work you through a process, how to find it, how to package it, how to market it, how to monetize it. Boom. 4 steps. Boom. Step by step. Does everybody see that? I'm going to invite you to an opportunity to really do the heavy work and be a pro, man. To do the deep work that Cal Newport talks about, to learn how to do this, and it's going to change your life. I always say, people, this ain't a game changer, folks. This is a life changer. Because once you find your talent and your purpose and you know how to monetize it, there's no telling how much money you can generate. So number one, you're going to speak on a concept. I want you to type in, and I'm seeing many of my Purpose to Profit folks on here, so thank you for that. I want you to type in, what is your concept that you would speak on? If I put you on this stage at 10,000 people, number one, how many of you would be scared to death? Let me give you a little inside skinny on this. They told me this morning, that morning I was speaking to the 10,000 people. They said, no, I want you to be ready because the guy in front of you, which was Grant Cardone, he's not feeling well and he may go 15 minutes. And we want you to be ready, right behind stage, and be ready. And he went for an hour and 15 minutes, folks. And so I was back there thinking I was about to go on. Then they say, come on, come up here, come on. Then say, no, go sit down and rest. Then they say, come up here. Then say, go to it, right? Okay, it's so funny because I used the bathroom like 27 times getting ready to speak in front of 10,000 people, just that nervous, positive energy. Okay, so number one, you're going to speak on a concept. You're going to speak on a concept. What is the concept? If I put you on that stage, what would you talk about? What would your book be about? Why would somebody put you on a stage? What problem do you solve? See, when you're thinking about these things, I want you thinking the reason the speaker speaks is because he or she has a message that somebody wants to hear. Okay, so everybody, if you're on Facebook and you're following me, and make sure, Eric, you're over there on Facebook too, checking in with people. I want you to start understanding this. And I was coached by a guy named Dan Sullivan, and he told us this. I want you to write this down. Give everything a unique name and make everything a unique process. Give everything a unique name and make everything a unique process. There's Michael Rittenhouse. Okay, everybody see that? Don't take something boring and make it interesting. Person of interest. Okay, so I want you to really, really, really dig in here. The concept is everything. Jeff Yates, it's everything. No matter how good you are, the concept is what attracts people to speaking. So when I was speaking to at 10X, I asked Grant Cardone what he wanted me to speak on. And he said, I want you to show people, man, the formula you use to go from a high school basketball coach to this. And I called that Inside the Mind of a Monster, because my program, I said, what I want to do is get these 10,000 people to think like I think. How do I play offense? How do I attack a day? And the coaching program is called Monster Producer. So I said, I'm going to call it Inside the Mind of a Monster, right? I'm going to play off that word monster. And that was what the title of the program was. And that's what the book I wrote on it. See, that's all this was. I took that program, I turned it into a book. I turned it into a coaching program, right? Okay. So number one, I'm going to come up with concepts that attack problems. Very important. I'm going to speak on this concept to anybody who will listen. 2 people, 4 people, 7 people, Rotary clubs, Bad Chicken Circuit, anywhere they will have me, I'm going to go talk about this concept because I want the reps. I want to get better. I want to drive home a message. I want to see what I'm saying. Anywhere they're going to let me talk about this, I need to talk about it because I need to test the concept. And the market may say this is a terrible concept. This concept don't work. Nobody wants to hear this concept. It's not a big enough problem. Nobody's interested in it. So when I'm looking at my concepts, I say, which concept do you want me to speak on? They go, oh, we want you to do person of interest out in California. Oh, we want you to do flip the switch. Oh, we want you to do $1 million follow-up. Oh, we want you to do habits of the top 1%. See, these are concepts, folks. So here's the model. I'm going to speak on a concept, and I'm always going to offer people to go to the next step, to some type of opportunity meeting. See, I'm going to speak. I'm going to go, this is how I can help you. I'm going to invite you to an opportunity meeting. And that could be, I'm going to speak and drive them, write these things down, drive them to a coaching program or invite them to a coaching program. I'm going to speak and I'm going to offer them to take advantage of a product. I'm just going to sell a product. Could be an online academy, could be a course, could be a 4-week series where they're learning something deeper. Okay, I'm going to invite them to something in the future. What's the purpose of speaking? You get bonus points if you type in what the purpose of the speaking engagement is, if you've been paying attention. It's a big mistake I made. I used to think the purpose of the speaking engagement was to go in there and teach them everything I know. Good, Ashley Calhoun. The purpose of the speaking engagement, folk, is to open their mind to possibility. It's not to teach them everything you know. It's like, hey, I got 17 minutes. I got 17 points, 17 slides. No. The purpose of the speaking engagement is to go, man, I got a concept. I'm going to unpack as much as I can, Lori Robinson, during this 40 minutes. Some of you are going to want to go deeper with me to really learn how to do this at a high level. You're going to leave your amateur desires behind. You're going to go pro and invest in yourself. And then I can unpack the whole thing. Imagine what I could do with you over 8 weeks, 2 days at the lodge versus 40 minutes. I mean, I'm taking 20 years here, guys, of learning this. And I'm trying to teach you. So you're going to speak and you're going to offer them to an opportunity meeting. Okay, Cheryl, you're going to offer them, hey, you're going to invite them to coaching. You're going to invite them to purchase a product. Okay, Liz King, you're going to invite them to a boot camp. You're going to invite them to a 4-week series. You're going to invite them to a webinar. You're going to invite them to go deeper with you. For those of you that are here and you're interested and you really want to learn this, we're going to invite you. We're going to offer you the ability. You're not pitching anybody anything. A lot of people come up to me and say, hey, I need to get better at my pitch, coach. Nobody wants to be pitched. You're going to offer them the ability to go deeper and learn what? How to get your health right, how to get your money right, a certain formula. And listen to this, don't miss this, because speakers make this mistake all the time. The offer needs to be in direct alignment with the message. If I talk about person of interest, Robert, I need to offer a program on person of interest. If I talk about habits of the top 1%, I need to offer a program on habits of the 1%. See, it's got to be in alignment. I see people talk about this and then they offer something over here. And I'm like, what? It's like, or they offer something that seems too hard for the consumer to take. That's why I like 90 days, 6 months, 8 weeks, 30 days. I like something that people can go, you know what? I could do that. I could do 90 days. I could get started and do 6 months. I could do this. Okay. So number one is speaking. So I want a concept. I want great delivery. You're going to need coaching on this, and great connection. You're going to need coaching and practice on this to understand how to really connect, how to tell a story, how to connect to a person's spirit, how to connect to their heart, how to connect to their mind. Okay. Now, where we're going to get our concept from, guys, then I'm going to move to secret number 2. We're going to start with a problem. Money changes hands when problems are solved. We're going to start with a problem. So I sat down this past weekend and I literally started writing problems that I wanted to solve, Tracy Scott. There are problems in the world and there are problems that you want to solve. Your concept should solve a problem for people, and it probably should be an action. Max out, 10x, flip the switch. Right now, if it's a bold statement, atomic habits. If it's a bold statement, then it needs to be a bold statement. 7 habits of highly effective people, 5 dysfunctions of teams. It's typically an action. Okay. Now, so let's go back and let's review this one before we go to the second piece, which is the virtual, because many of you are doing coaching virtually. If money changes hands, Andre Robertson, when problems are solved, would it not be wise to start with the biggest problems that you see? I call those recurring problems. When I write a book, I'm writing a book to solve a problem that I see over and over and over and over and over. That's why it's called a recurring problem. Okay. And it's not that one person had the problem. It's large numbers of people had the problem. Okay. Because I come up with concepts that I could speak. Now, you could give me 8 different coaching assignments in a day. Let's pretend for a second, Cheryl, that I've got 8 coaching Zooms in a day. I got insurance at 8. I got real estate at 9. I got financial services at 10. I got health coaches at 11. I've got small business owners at 12. I've got doctors at 1. I've got whoever, retail at 2. I could literally, Ashley Santana, coach all 7 of those groups on the same concepts. Everybody needs to activate their prey drive. Everybody needs to learn how to follow up. Everybody needs to learn how to become person of interest. I could teach person of interest 8 straight hours to 8 different groups of people. Why? Because I pick concepts that are universal. You can either pick a universal concept to speak on and build your coaching on, or you could pick a niche concept that you are the best at. That's very good for one small group of people. Okay. Now, so we're going to speak. Speaking opens the mind. Coaching changes their life, which is why you need to offer them the ability to go deeper with you so they can learn how you do it and the methodology and the framework and the secret sauce. So you only get the secret sauce when you get to the coaching. You don't get the secret sauce when you just go through the webinars or watch it on YouTube or follow me on Facebook. You got to really dig in. The people that show the most significant growth really dig in with me, and they get in a flow and frequency with me. Okay. All right. Let's move to secret number 2, the virtual. This is virtual. This is virtual. And one of the things I teach at the Micheal Burt School of Speaking and during this 8-week intensive that I'm going to be rolling out is I'm going to teach you how to generate $400,000 to $500,000 of revenue from a virtual speaking engagement. How do you do that? What's the psychology of it? Okay. Now let's go back and let's apply the same formula, because a virtual summit is the same person. You're still the same person. You're still going to start with a problem. You're still going to come up with a concept, purpose to profit. What problem does it solve? 87% of people never find their talent or their purpose. Okay, good. What concept can I come up with And if they do find their talent, how many of you found your talent, but you haven't figured out how to make money with it? Or you're still got confusion over your talent, or you should be making more money than what you're currently making, but you can't figure out how to do it. So somewhere in this formula is a missing structure. Okay, that's why you would go to a summit called Purpose to Profit, because you're trying to figure this out, and there's a missing structure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up with a construct. And Susan Madison, I'm literally going to sit down with a yellow notepad, and I'm going to go, okay, what is purpose? And I'm going to study it. I'm going to Google it. I'm going to study it. I'm going to break it down, and I'm going to come up with my own definition of purpose. Purpose is exchange of talent for problems that gives fulfillment. Purpose is distribution of talent to the world. Purpose is excitement, anticipation, enthusiasm. Purpose is internal. Okay, now I'm going to come up with my own definitions. And I'm going to say, how does a person find this? How did I find mine? When did I know I was on point? When did I know? And then I'm going to literally going to draw it up. And I'm going to go, okay, I'm going to create a little formula here. I'm like a little wizard creating formulas. I'm back in the back creating tools. And then I'm going to go, what's profit? What is profit? Profit is internal. Profit is external. Profit is excess cash at the end of the month. Wealth could be defined as vitality, energy, money, affluence. What is wealth? Then I'm gonna grapple with these, like Tinkerbell. Remember my kid used to watch Tinkerbell all the time, and she would just tinker with things. And I'm gonna literally just I'm literally just gonna work on this thing until I just hammer it out for myself. And I'm gonna step by step be creating a formula. And then I'm gonna go, you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do on this virtual, guys. I'm gonna help people find this. I'm gonna give them a formula to start the process of finding it, finding their talent, their purpose. And I'm gonna tie talent to purpose. Then I'm gonna go, okay, how do they package it? How do they market it? How do they monetize it? So the event becomes, I'm gonna teach them 4 things: how to find it, how to package it, how to market it, how to monetize it. And there's going to be a percentage of people that I'm going to offer the ability to go deeper and work through this, to do the Cal Newport deep work to figure this out. This is the most important class you'll ever have, folks. This ought to be taught in classes all around the world. Purpose to profit, how to find talent, how to monetize talent. So here's the things I want you to write down. If I do a virtual is still coaching. It's just coaching virtually. And I'm going to actually build out my own studio here at the lodge, so I can host virtuals. If you want to do a virtual, you can come to the lodge and do your own virtual. And I'm going to do my own virtuals here at the lodge. So number one, you're going to need people. You don't need more money. You need more people. Where do we get those people? Write these things down. Number one, we're going to get them from our database, which is why you should be collecting data everywhere you go. Data is email, phone number, name, phone number, and email. Those are the main things you need. You're going to get them from your database. I have 25,000 people in my database. And everywhere I go, I need to be collecting more. It's a constant reminder. Number 2, you're going to get them from your coaching programs. Number 3, you're going to get them from social media, but they're not going to sign up for anything if you don't have a landing page or something for them to sign up at. Okay. You're going to get them from your feeder systems. Let me give you an example. I'm doing a 4-week series tonight for health coaches, Optavia health coaches, on remarkable confidence. There's that concept, solves a problem, teaches people confidence. We probably got 200 or 300 people on that. And then I'm doing one starting next week for a Dan Valentine's group. We're probably going to have 500 people on that one. Then I'm doing one for Harold Prestonbach and the Begins. Probably got 500 people on that one. Then I'm doing one for Jake Kinder and Al Stacey, the Honey Badgers, the EXP Honey Badgers. Probably going to have 1,000 people on that one. I'm going to call that a feeder system. So I want you to write that down. You're going to get virtual people from having great relationships with influential people who want you to coach their people on a concept, on a mental construct. Okay. All right, Julie Bolt. Yes, you can invite people to that. Okay. So here's the deal. I start with the problem. What's the problem? Confidence. People struggle with confidence, boldness. So what do? Here, I'm giving away my formulas tonight, guys. I break it down. What is confidence? How does somebody lose it? Why is it so important? How do you get it back? How do you build it? How do you protect it? What is the difference between confidence and arrogance? Look at all these things that I'm working through to try to figure out. And then I break it down into a 4-week series. Okay. So you're going to need these feeder systems to really do this right. If you only get a few people, guys, you don't have enough people. You need large numbers of people. Okay. And then you're going to deliver the content. You're going to speak and coach just as if you were coaching people live on this virtual. And you're going to offer them. Remember, we're not pitching anybody anything. Nobody wants to be pitched. You're going to offer them the ability to do what? To go deeper. Now, why do they need to go deeper? The speaking opens their mind. The coaching changes their life. It's one thing to come on here with me for 45 minutes. It's another thing to spend 6 months with me, 8 weeks with me. Come to the lodge and spend 2 days with me to learn a concept. Tomorrow it's EXP agents. Gusty Goulas coming to the lodge to learn person of interest, how to make an offer, how to come up with the concept. So the making of a coach is the coach has a message. The coach has a methodology. The coach is marketing and distributing the methodology to people and then offering them the ability to go deeper. Okay, just the way it is. Now, what mistakes did I make on these things that I don't want you to make? Because we're talking about the making of a coach, the making of a speaker, the making of a communicator. Okay, number one, I went at it alone for way too long. Okay, I mean, it's crazy. I didn't understand the offer part for way too long. I didn't understand the psychology of the offer for way too long. I didn't create products and services that people could participate in other than the speaking and the books. That was a big mistake. I mean, I had an unconscious incompetence. I didn't even know what I didn't know. And then I didn't get in the room with experts. How do I speak better? How do I coach better? How do I build a coaching program? How do I get people? How do I come up with concepts? Then I went and found coaches and I said, teach me how to do this. You're really, really good at this. Okay. So I want you to type in the chat box right now what you think your missing structures are or mistakes you're currently making. What mistakes are you currently making in this formula I'm giving you tonight? I start with the problem. I come up with the concept. I create an opportunity to invite people to. Everybody see that? I start with the problem. I come up with the concept. I invite people to an opportunity. Okay. Let's look at some of the mistakes people are making. Kathy Child says she's trying to do it alone. That was me for a long time. I needed people, follow up. Okay. I'm too scatterbrained. There we go. We need to get you some structure, Hillary. I want you to think in terms of structure. Dustin, going at it alone. See, you guys are seeing what your problems are. Providing the offer, that's a good one. That requires a lot of coaching. Liz King, structure and clarity, good. Okay. Need to get out of the fear mode. There you go. Perfecting the message, Ruth Wales, good. Okay. Now remember, the message solves the problem. The stronger the concept, the more traction. The stronger the concept, no offer to go deeper. Kathy Childs, this is so good. This is a mistake I made for years, guys. Andrea, okay. See, what I'm trying to show you is I'm trying to tell you, this is the making of a top coach, a multi-million-dollar coach, if you want to go there. Okay. You got to find problems. You got to create concepts. You got to get in front of people. You got to have something for them to take advantage of. Okay. Not offering. Good. If I saw you speak today somewhere, no matter where it's at, how do I go deeper with you? Thank you, Natalia. How do I go? What do I purchase? What program can I get into? What's my next step with you? How do I engage with you? Okay. These are all mistakes that I made, folks, by the way. Okay. All right. I've got another secret. I want you to stick around to the end because we're going to be talking about a very special thing that I'm going to be doing around the Micheal Burt School of Speaking, Coaching, and Writing. And I'm rolling out an 8-week internship around that 2-day boot camp of mentoring on nothing but speaking, coaching, and writing. Okay. And I got this vision. I had this vision about this, and we're going to be offering this. So I want you to stick around to the end because we're going to bundle it and we're going to stack it and we're going to give you some real value here, folks. Okay. Now, number 3, this is secret number 3 tonight. Thank you for joining us too, by the way. Really means a great deal to me that you showed up tonight. We got 123 people on here. Great number. The making of a coach. And I've been coaching my whole life, guys, since I was 15 years old. It's all I've ever known in my life is coaching people. And so this is 30 years in this game of just doing this one thing. Okay. So thank you for plugging into what I've got going on. Okay. All right. Step number 3. This is a secret. How do you structure your entire life around your speaking and coaching business? All right. I'm going to ask you some key questions. Number 1, if you could wake up every day and speak and coach, what would you do? How would you structure the business? Would you structure it like you're an artist where you write and you sing? That's what I want to do. I write. Today I went out on my land here at the lodge, 23 acres. I took that Polaris and I went down to the bottom of the land with this notebook. And I just sat there and I go, all right, what do I want to say tonight to these people? What do I want to say to them? How do I want to structure this? Man, it's the coolest thing in the world. Just sitting out on the land, writing songs, delivering songs, right? I'm going to be coaching tomorrow all day. These guys are each investing $2,500 to be here with me. So they're making an investment to come learn a concept. I'm going to have a blast. It's going to be awesome. What do you love doing? What are you good at doing? You may say, I'm good in small groups. All right, how do we build your coaching business in small groups? You may say, I'm good on the stage. You may say, I'm not good on stage, but I'm great in small groups. Some of you are going to say, I'm great one-to-one. Okay, so the question is, what do you love? I love speaking, boot camps, series. Those are the things I love. Being on a stage, because the energy, the feedback, the exchange. It's like I always wanted to be a singer. And I can't sing, at least I don't think I can. So I couldn't go out on tour and sing, but I can go on tour and get on stage and perform. How many of you love performing? You're like, man, if I could just get up there and perform to 30 people or 50 people or 100 people. Okay, so what do you love? What are you really good at? Okay, if you're good on stage, how do we get you on stage? How do we show you a formula? Number 3, what is scalable? If you want it to be scalable, very important. I'm not going to tell you not to build a one-to-one coaching business if you love one-to-one. I've worked with Dave Blanchard over the last year. He loves one-to-one. And he's good at one-to-one. He'll sit there and do 8 hours of one-to-one coaching. And he gets paid well. So I'm not going to tell you not to build a one-to-one business if you love one-to-one coaching. But I'm going to ask you, how many people can you take on one-to-one? Okay. So I love people that are hungry, humble, and coachable. How many of you have ever coached people that weren't coachable? And it was miserable. And you're trying to convince them to be coachable. And you're trying to get them to warm up, trying to get them to be hungry. Okay. Let me tell you what I've figured out. I've figured out how to build a business that only the hungry people show up. Get out of here. Get out of town. Can you believe that? I have actually figured out how to weed out the bozos. Wouldn't it be great if you could weed out the bozos? So here's the deal. I go speak and I say, look, man, for those of you that are serious and want to go pro, want to play at a higher level, I'm going to invite you to do this. But whatever I invite them to do requires a sacrifice. Time, energy, money, investment. People don't come to my lodge unless they're serious, folks. People don't enroll in an 8-week intensive with me or come to a boot camp unless they're serious. So guess what I'm doing? Ruth Wells, guess what I'm doing, Dustin Babin? I'm weeding out the people who ain't serious. Now, think about that. Now I know you're hungry. Now I know you're coachable. Now I know you are willing to sacrifice something. How do I do it? I go and I hit the message hard, and I say, for those of you that want to go serious and get pro and let's do this, quit playing around. I'm going to offer you the ability. I'm going to invite you the ability to separate out. The Bible talks about separating out the sheep and the goats. I'm going to offer you the ability to separate out and go deeper on this concept. And here's the deal. Only the hungry, the humble, and the coachable are going to do it. And I'm going to challenge you to go pro and leave your amateur desires behind. If I could show you how to generate $500,000 a month in your coaching business, that's $6 million a year. Would you be interested in learning how to do that? If I could show you how to do a virtual summit and produce hundreds of thousands of dollars of revenue, would you be interested in it? If I could show you how to turn a speaking engagement into $250,000 or $1 million. Would you be interested in knowing? Okay, we've done all those things. So here's the deal. But to learn those things, you got to take action on something, right? You got to commit to something. And so here's the deal. What that commitment does is it separates out people who are not serious. Now I know, it took me a long time to figure this out, is I don't want to coach people who don't want to be coached. So let's go ahead and figure out on the front end who's in and who's out. And the only way to do that, Steve, is by offering them to go deeper and letting them separate themselves out. Isn't that good? Okay. My buddy Tim Story goes, wow, wow, wow. That's what he says when it's good. Wow, wow, wow. Because I'm only looking for people that are looking for me. Raise your hand if you're only looking for people that are looking for you. So when I'm speaking, when I'm building my coaching business, I got a problem. I'm going to speak on that problem. I'm going to build the coaching program on that. And I'm going to build that the way I want to coach people, which is boot camps, series specifically related to what I spoke on. So we've got a lot of purpose to profit people on there that took action. See, I coached on purpose to profit. Then we rolled out a 6-month program on purpose to profit. I'm coaching you tonight on how to speak, how the making of a coach. We're going to offer you the ability to do an 8-week intensive with me and come to the Micheal Burt School of Speaking, Coaching, and Writing to really master this, because that is like going to master's class. Okay. So I want you to think about right now, if you could build your coaching business exactly the way you want to build it. I wish somebody would have said this to me in the very beginning. I really do. Coach, what do you love doing? And I may say, man, I love coaching these people in these settings at this pace. I love coaching this long, right? Annie Ogle. I love coaching this way. I love coaching in inspirational places. That's why I love the retreats. I love coaching in Florida. I love coaching at the lodge. I've done it on cruise ships. I hate doing it this way. Okay. I want you to think about actually constructing a coaching business the way you want to construct that business into the way you want to do it. Do you like small group? I've done small group, big group, large numbers, small numbers. Okay. We had a gentleman that came to the lodge a few weeks ago and to spend a day with me. And he was such a joy to coach. I typically don't do that. And he was willing to pay the fee to come. And he showed up with questions, and he was hungry, and he wasn't needy. And he just said, man, I'm so excited to be here. I'm so thankful that you're interested in helping me. Man, him and his daughter just, man, it was so much fun coaching somebody that was interesting. It's incredible. So I can't say that coaching people one-to-one is a negative if we do it that way. Okay. Now I know what you're probably thinking tonight, because this is what I thought for a long time, man. This is going to be hard. This is going to be difficult. I'll never figure all this stuff out. I'll never do it like Coach Burt does it. I started just like you, high school basketball coach, wrote a book, started to speak, and then went out into the marketplace and started to have a message. And when I got in front of people, I then started, people asked me to coach them. Then I started my coaching business. Then we went into corporate America. Then we built an individual coaching program. Then we built a speaking division. Then we built online academies. See, we've just kind of built this out over the last 15 to 20 years, and we've made a lot of mistakes, and we've learned. And there's probably no group I love coaching more than people who have a desire to coach, that have a desire to speak, that have a desire to convert a purpose and a talent to a profit. So if you're here tonight, and I'm doing this tonight because we have a Micheal Burt School of Speaking, Coaching, and Writing coming up in July. And I thought, how can I explain to people what this is? Because it's so valuable. We got real estate agents that go through it, health coaches that go through it, insurance people that go through it, and then they go on to do big things, man. And so we got the Micheal Burt School of Speaking, Coaching, and Writing, where I literally break this down in a 2-day setting. And we have one in June the 14th and the 15th here at the lodge. We also have one in October. That is October the 26th, and 27th. And I told my team today what I'm going to do for the people who are interested in going deeper with me and coming and learning this. We're going to add a twist to it for the people who take action on this. We're going to add 8 weeks of mentoring with me on speaking, coaching, and writing. That's called the making of a coach. Okay. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do this in July. And then after, in August and September, we're going to do an 8-week cycle where I'm personally mentoring a small group of people during this on nothing but speaking, coaching, and writing in small group. And if you go to the one in July, your mentoring will be after your 2-day summit with me. If you come to the one in October, it would be before your 2-day summit. But nonetheless, it's me coaching you for an 8-week cycle on how to speak, how to coach, how to train, how to lead, how to write books. And man, it's one of the most powerful things that we do, guys. I'm telling you. And so if you're here tonight, and for the people who take action tonight, we're going to gift that 8 weeks with me mentoring. I call it an internship almost, right? It's like a mentoring where I'm mentoring and coaching you on these big topics of concept, speaking, coaching, training, writing, leading. And man, it's powerful. And it'll certainly expedite for those that want to leave their amateur desires behind and go pro. And you say, man, I want to make the pro money. I want to know how to make $25,000 a day. I want to know how to do a virtual that can produce hundreds of thousands of dollars. I want to learn how to make $250,000 from a speech. I want to learn how to come up with concepts like this is my life's calling. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. And so if you're on the webinar tonight and you're interested in going deeper with me and leaving your amateur desires behind, making the pro money in the speaking, coaching, and training business, then for those that go to the Micheal Burt School of Speaking in July or October and you take that product tonight, we're going to gift you 8 weeks called the Making of a Coach, which is a personal mentorship with me and that small group of people who take action. And I think the number will be less than 24 people who are in that cohort working through those 8 weeks together. And I'm excited about that because I love coaching people who are doing it. I know many of you are in the Purpose to Profit are already in mentorship programs where you're about to start 6 months on Purpose to Profit. You'll be coming to the Micheal Burt School of Speaking. You got your deep dives, all of those things. But there's some of you on here tonight that are not in that program that say, you know what, I want to do this program with Coach. And I want to learn how to speak, coach, train, lead. I promise you could literally make millions of dollars doing this, guys. And some of you may not even be thinking that big yet. You may be going, I don't know, I'm just trying to get a message. That was me, 25 years old. I don't even know, like, what am I going to talk about? How am I going to get on stage? How am I going to offer somebody something? What am I going to do? Right? Like I literally didn't even know what I'm going to be doing, right? And so I've learned over the last 20 years, and I want to share that with you. So if you're here tonight, Eric White can help you. Just reach out to Eric if you have any questions. The link is in there for those people that do take action on the MB School. We're going to gift you the 8 weeks with me in that small group setting of me coaching you through what I coach on. Because many people come to the MB School and then they leave and they're like, okay, now what do I do? And so I found that they need some mentoring. They need some guidance. They need some structure. They need to figure out how to do it. Thank you, Patrick. They need to figure out how to do this. Okay. So I'm going to take a few questions right now. And then I'm going to have a little bit of dinner before I do my remarkable confidence tonight with the health coaches. So this is a chance to, if you have a question, you want to ask the question in the chat box. I'd be happy to take a question. If you're interested, if you want to know more or go deeper on a concept with us, simply email eric@coachburt.com. He's put his phone number in the chat many times tonight. Or if you just want to take action and go, hey, man, I've seen enough to make a decision. I know I need to be in a room with this guy and let him teach me and mentor me for a cycle of time. Then just take action on that link. And our operations team will be making sure that you get the 8-week series that'll be in August and September with the MB School of Speaking, Coaching, and Writing. Okay. Any questions? Let me go to the chat and see if I got a question here. All right. You talked about finding your confidence again, man. That's it. I'm doing a remarkable confidence course. And man, it's so big. Confidence is so vital. Confidence is a memory of success. I wrote a book on this called Swag. And I wrote it because I lost all of my confidence when I was 25 years old. One of the best things that ever happened to me. So if you want to start there, get that book called Swag, and that will help you. And I'm starting a Remarkable Confidence course on Monday night, another one, and Eric White can help you get in that. That is a health coaching. There's probably going to be 500 health coaches in that. All right. When are you speaking Optavia coaches? Pretty much. I'm speaking. I'm doing the Remarkable Confidence for Optavia coaches right now. I'm starting another Remarkable Confidence on Monday night. And I've got one called Purpose to Profit that's on Saturdays. So if you're interested in getting in one of those, then email eric@coachburt.com and he will get you in the right program. First speaking in 3 weeks. Okay. How do you best frame up people to take action? This is a great question. You really got to know how to do this, Robert. Okay. You got to know how to pre-frame, and you got to know how to invite people to something and offer something to them so that they're not feeling like they're being sold. You don't want to pitch, you want to offer. Some of you that are here, you want to go deeper and would like to go deeper. I'd like to offer you the ability to do that. And when you do go deeper, here's what you're going to get. 8 weeks with me, breaking down speaking, coaching, training, leading. You're going to get 8 weeks with me. Okay. You're also going to get this 2-day event where I break down every module of how we do this, this, and this. Okay. How you speak, how you coach, how you train, how you write books, how you publish, how you license. What I'm doing there is I'm explaining what you're going to get when you take action. And when I offer you the ability to go deeper, I'm going to explain what you're going to get there. Okay. So if you want personal mentoring, and I'm just giving you an example of how to do it, this is your chance to get intimate time with me over an 8-week cycle and learn something very specific. Okay. Learn something very specific. That's how you do it. Okay. You make an offer and you say, here's what it is. And if you want to sweeten it like I did tonight, the sweetener was, hey man, if you take action tonight on this MB school, I'm going to give you the 8 weeks of mentoring with me, which is something I very seldom do. I probably only do that probably only one time this year for the speaking, coaching, training class. And so that would be called a sweetener. So I'm offering you the ability to go 8 weeks with me specifically on how to speak, how to coach, how to train. Plus we're giving you the 2-day Micheal Burt School speaking, coaching, and writing, either in July or October, where I literally teach you how we make millions of dollars speaking. Our number is 25,000 a day, folks. Okay. I'll show you exactly how much we generated in the month of May. But it's literally 25,000 a day is what our goals are. And I'll just pull up right now. So, I don't want you to ever think I'm misleading you. I'll just pull it up right now and see what we did in Stripe today. And we'll just take a look at how we performed today. Let's see. Gotta get my square. I gotta get my Stripe. Gotta get my Stripe. Log in. The app would make me look it up, wouldn't it, tonight while I'm on here with you? Right? It's been pulling up all day today. Then it would make me. Okay, I changed it. There we go. I just want to show you this. There we go. Must change that password, folks. Oh, now I got to do a text message. There we go. Don't you love people that hack things? I love it. Okay. Today we did $59,600 over here on this side. So we had $60,000 day today. That's a good day, folks. My number's 25,000 a day, had 24 payments, 58 customers, and 59,000 in sales today. Now, if you want me to show you how to do that, how to do 59,000 in a day in sales, then that's why you want to go deeper. Okay. Thank you, Kathy Turner. That's why you want to learn how to do that. Is there's some nuance and complexity to this that's hard to unpack in a 40-minute webinar. So I want to show you how do we do that? Thank you for taking Remarkable Confidence, by the way. Thank you, Lori. Yep, I'm open. I like to show people just so they know I practice what I preach. I was out making calls today, sales calls today, following up with people, doing webinars. Everything I teach you guys to do, I try my best to do. I try to practice everything that I preach to you, and just to be real and authentic with you. You know, I want you to be successful. All right, Travana, good. Text you a link there. All right, any other questions tonight? I'm gonna have to grab me some dinner before this Optavia coaching tonight on Remarkable Confidence. See my kids before they go to bed. All right, Lori Robinson, I'm interested in Remarkable Confidence. Eric, I'll be sending you a message. So Eric, you should have a nice pond of people here tonight to work with. These people are hungry, they're humble, they're coachable, they're willing to sacrifice and go pro. They're the real deal. How do I keep my purpose fresh and unique when you're a health coach? Man, you got to find new goals. You got to find new goals. Okay. Look forward to seeing you at the lodge in July. The cost of the MB School of Speaking with the 8 weeks is a $5,000 investment. Be the best $5,000 you ever invested. Okay. They get you the MB School plus the 8 weeks with me. Okay. So it's a great, great investment to learn how to make 60 grand a day. That's what you want to learn, folks. I'll show you how to do it. Okay. All right. I want to thank you guys. You're honored to coach you. Thank you for showing up on the webinars. I know I put this out quick, had 4 or 5 days of promotion. We had 125 people on here tonight. My hope is that it helps you and you grow. You guys are the best. You give me my purpose, and I so much honor and appreciate you for being everything. So I hope to see some people take action. I want to get some good news from Eric White, Brenda Brown. I'm moving forward. Let's go pro, folks. Let's leave the amateur desires behind. You guys have an incredible night. God bless you.